What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about Norwegian news because as an American, I never get to see Norwegian news here in the United States from any of our news or media coverage. So today I want to take some time to learn about the current news and events happening in Norway right now. Starting with Norway braces for Trump again. I mean, America is bracing for Trump again. Although I have to say, this is interesting to me that this is like a top article in the Norwegian news. I'm kind of interested to see what it means for Norwegians that Trump has been elected again. I'm interested in hearing this perspective. Whether you hate him, whether you love him, he won here in America. I mean, the election wasn't even as close as people thought it was gonna be. He actually won fairly convincingly. And I guess what can you attribute that to? From my American perspective here, people who love Trump and wanted to vote for him, but I guess also a lot of Americans who were just not happy with our current government and wanted to see change. And my God, what a way to, enact substantial change. So I guess we will see the ramifications of all this in the future, and I assume some of the ramifications may affect Norway, and I want to see what Norwegians are saying about this. Norwegian Prime Minister was quick to congratulate Donald Trump on Wednesday before the final vote was tallied. Yeah, it was clear that he was going to win even before all the votes were counted. It's just the way that our electoral college system works. He also did win the popular vote, straight up popular vote, which most people thought he would not be able to do, actually. Storr stressed that the United States remains Norway's most important ally. That's kind of nice, because I think Norway does business and has relationships with lots of countries and governments all over the world. So I take that as a big compliment that the Prime Minister of Norway says the United States is Norway's most important ally. That's awesome. While other Norwegians have branded Trump as dangerous and a threat to democracy, sure. And of course, you hear a lot of that opinion here in the United States as well, from a huge part of our population. Huge debate, like tons. I mean, Americans here in the United States are going crazy. The news is going crazy. A lot of people didn't actually expect this to happen. Although I guess there were sort of signs. I guess Trump did a good job appearing on a lot of modern sort of media, like YouTube videos, Twitch streams, Spotify podcasts. He really did the modern American campaign. And I think that had a lot to do with him getting out there for Americans, especially American young men voted for him in record numbers. And honestly, I think he improved for the American population. Votes for Trump went up in every category, every demographic, except for college-educated women. Every other demographic at least went up a bit in favor of him. So take that for what you will. Norwegian media seemed almost obsessed with coverage of the U.S. election for weeks on end. That's interesting. Here in America, especially during election season, we very much are trapped in our own little American bubble. And I didn't even think about how countries all over the world would be covering this election, would be worried about this, concerned. And of course, that makes sense now thinking about it. But I gotta say, in America, like at the end of the day, we are the ones who are most affected by who we elect as our president. So I think a lot of us Americans were just focused on, I don't know, American news for the last few weeks, to be honest. So it's kind of refreshing for me to see like some Norwegian outside perspective on this. The coverage continued through the night on Wednesday. Norwegian TV ran nonstop election results. Yep, yep. There's been speculation what would happen if Trump won. Newspaper was among those editorializing that the results of the U.S. election would be decisive for our common future. It poses global crossroads at a time of international unrest. Absolutely. Absolutely. The ramifications of this cannot be understated. And voting Trump for president will affect like all of the international conflicts going on. It will affect other countries, how we do business with other countries. It's going to change a lot of stuff. That's why this election was covered in Norwegian media like never before. Because Trump is dangerous was editorialized in this newspaper. He doesn't give a damn. We've chosen to see what he's willing to do, what he said, the consequences of that. If Donald Trump wins, democracy can lose. So this particular Norwegian newspaper, Dagsavisen, extremely critical of Trump. Extremely critical. That's interesting to hear. Harris also received lots of Norwegian coverage and support. A lot of support for Harris in Norway. From a country that has been run by women a lot, intermittently, for the past 40 years. That's right, here in America, yeah, never had a woman president yet. A lot of people were maybe hoping to see that for the first time here. Man. Prime Minister had remained quiet regarding who he'd like to see win. You kind of have to do that, don't you? As the Prime Minister of Norway, as the leader of any country, it's just probably in your best interest to keep your opinions to yourself. I mean, I respect anybody who, has the confidence to make their opinion known and fight for a cause they believe in, but I'm guessing the prime minister just, no matter who won the US presidency, he wanted to have a good relationship with them, which is very diplomatic, I think. So I get it. I get it. Top politicians were careful not to land Norway in a position that could prompt Trump to seek revenge or view Norway negatively. I get it. I get it. It's important for the Norwegian economy, for Norwegian security and jobs. Yeah, I mean, Americans really do not think about how our president, our choice, affects other countries around the world. Americans really do not think about that. I know he's already said that he is going to increase tariffs. That means it is going to become more expensive for countries to trade with the United States. Already off the bat, that is bad for other countries. Yeah. There's Trump re-election worries in Norway. Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, a lot of stuff I kind of already know as an American. His very controversial criminal proceedings, criminal history. We agree Trump is unpredictable, but U.S. is Norway's most important ally. Okay, fair enough. I think that kind of spells it out. Like, all you can do is say, this is the way it is, and we have to work with what we have and try to make the best of it. That seems to be the attitude. All right, man, I didn't mean to go on so long there about the United States and our election, but it's clearly on the top of mind for a lot of Norwegians out there, so I did want to spend some time on that. And it was kind of interesting hearing a Norwegian perspective. This absolutely affects you. So, Let's keep going, though. Let's take a look at some other news. I mean, God, this has been something us Americans have been stressing over. We have been waiting for these results, for this election to be over for months. Whether or not your candidate ended up winning, whether you're upset about this or happy about this, at least it's over. And now it's like life will move on. Although, of course, it's scary. Like, no one knows what the future holds now. Um, the word unpredictable, uncertain is absolutely true here. And that's, of course, a scary thought. So, I don't know. But at the same time, you have to accept reality for what it is. Norwegians urged to prepare for crisis. Is this Trump again? No, I think that this is something else. Extreme weather has swept over Norway's west coast last week. A new brochure landing in Norwegians' mailboxes? There was extreme weather in Norway. It's part of a further effort to boost preparedness for disasters. Norwegian weather disasters. Norwegians got brochures illustrating how defense against a military attack has increased, preparedness for natural disasters or attacks. So Norway is like, really, this is so scary to hear about. Norway is literally sending out brochures, documents to citizens, trying to prepare Norwegians to take care of themselves for up to a week if there's no power or water. Wow. I mean, this is like apocalypse like level preparedness. This is scary to me to read. Truly. This was all prepared in mail that Norwegians got. Wow. Wow, asking Norwegians how they would handle power failures, loss of heating, cuts in water and food, telephone, or internet service. Norway is really preparing for the worst. And that is so unfortunate, but at the same time, very, very responsible of Norway to do that. I hate to hear that you have to do that, though, but that is smart, very responsible. An aircraft carrier sailed into Oslo like a warship? A United States aircraft carrier. I didn't know this. Sailed into Oslo. It's a sign of the times. We don't know how long the USS Harry Truman will be in Oslo. It's literally a warship in Oslo. Oh my god. Drama grips Norway's national theater. What does this mean? The theater? Norway is viewed as one of the wealthiest countries, yet its leaders neglect national treasures. It took decades to save Edvard Munch's art. The opening of a new museum for Oslo iconic Viking ships is delayed, and now the Norwegian capital's national theater is falling apart after years of political quarreling. Norwegian Oslo National Theater. Why is this falling apart? It's been in bad shape. It's literally in bad shape. This famous building? Critical repairs are carried out, but not enough. It needs to be, like, the Norwegian government hasn't gotten to making sure this iconic building is okay. Jeez, that's kind of disappointing, isn't it? More trouble at the palace. King Harald V has finally made a reference to the Norwegian family's troublesome year. Really, I know they were staying quiet on that. Drama. Norwegian royal family drama. Then things got worse. Oh god. After news broke out that Crown Princess Mette-Marit may be called in for police questioning in connection with the criminal charges to her son that keep mounting. Oh my god. Thursday, they reported Marius Borg Høiby, the crown princess's son from another relationship, no longer has a driver's license or an unspecified type of weapon that he did have. His attorney told the state broadcaster he lost his right to a motorcycle, drive motorcycle, cars, or trucks. Jeez. This just keeps getting worse and worse for them, doesn't it? So he lost his driver's license. There he is. There's his picture, the family. Oh man, drama, drama, drama. Hmm. And the crown princess is on sick leave and might be called in for police questioning for her son. Sad to hear about. Anything else here? Rethinking Northern Norway's liberation? It's been 80 years since Northern Norway was liberated from Nazi German occupation. But the celebrations aren't what they used to be. Really? Nazi German occupation of Northern Norway. I need to learn more about that. Traditional versions of how Russian troops marched over the border and launched the liberation of Finnmark are being challenged because of the relationship between Norway and Russia. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's memorial ceremonies for this 80-year remembrance of the liberation from Nazis in Norway. Okay, well, that's nice that there's a memorial and a remembrance. Huh. Anything else here? Rental rates are soaring. Inflation is finally easing in Norway, okay, but rental rates are going through the roof. Here in America, it's the housing prices that are going through the roof. People are mostly renting in America because it's more affordable. In Norway, the rental rates are skyrocketing. New figures confirm they've risen by 20% in 2 years. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The average rental rate is NOK 19,000. How much US dollars is that? That is $1,750. Oh my God. That will get you an apartment in like a pretty major city in America. Wow. How do you even afford that? According to the National Real Estate Organization, the average rate is 15,000, 12,000. Still pretty high. They've just been rising the last 2 years. Even though inflation is going down, huh? Wow, 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 wow. Okay, and with that, I think that is it. Man, what a couple last few weeks in Norwegian news. Of course, you got the American news mixed in there. I hope the future is good because reading some of this Norwegian news today, Norwegians urged for crisis aircraft carriers. It's pretty negative. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little depressing. So I'm hoping for the best. If you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on any of this Norwegian news. That'd be awesome to hear about from a Norwegian perspective. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norway and learning about Norwegian culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.